Dancing injury. Is everybody okay? We are Our Place Out Loud. You're not alone at Our Place. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palenker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. We've got Jake. In the studio, we have Montana. It's ladies' night. We have Olivia, Nina, Rhodey, and Taylor.
Hi.
And it's an all-girl party. So I invite you to join us. Our number is 888-531-7171. We are Our Place. And you can find us in the iTunes App Store. We are a social network for teens and tweens. We are also on YouTube as Our Place Community. And we're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And like us, subscribe to us, and get to know us. You'll enjoy us. Any news? Anything? Oh, Olivia has exciting news. Olivia just got an exciting summer job.
I did. I'll be working at Comedy Central this summer. Yeah.
Round of golf applause. That's so exciting. I love the Comedy Central offices.
Yeah,
They're sleek.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, and then I went in for my interview, and everything is white and chrome.
And how are they for snacks?
I don't know, but they provided me with a lot of water while
Okay.
I was there, so...
Good sign. Good
yeah,
sign.
you know, they're keeping me hydrated.
Nourishment and hydration.
Exactly.
Excellent. Rhodey's home from college. Your first year at Reed College completed. Any news to report, or any just kind of like a sweeping overview of the freshman year of college?
It was long and stressful. In good news, I passed my nuclear reactor exams, so I get
That
licensed to work
is
at the reactor.
Exciting. So now you can operate a nuclear reactor. Really, really good. And that prepares you for operating a nuclear reactor,
Yep,
which
pretty
comes
much
up
just that.
pretty often, right?
Yep, all the
'Cause
time.
Earlier, as we were setting up our new decorative backdrops, thank you, Victoria Imperioli, I was thinking, if only someone here was a licensed nuclear reactor operator, it would. And then there you were. So thank you, because science, right, Jake? Yep. All right, let's jump into questions. This comes from Anonymous. Hey, Wheezy. So I have a boyfriend, and we have 7 months together. But there's this guy who I met via my best friend, and he likes me. We have been talking for a month, and he is really sweet and caring. My friend told me that he is sad because I have a boyfriend, because he is falling in love with me. I feel a hard connection with him. His personality is amazing, and he has a big heart. He's very open. He is so funny, and I can talk about anything with him. But, of course, there is my boyfriend, who I love, and we have a harder bond. We have been through a lot this past 7 months. I have mixed feelings. I know I love my boyfriend, but I think about this guy a lot, too. It's so confusing. He asked me if I want to hang out this weekend, and I don't know if I should. We have hung out before together as a group. This time, it will just be the two of us. I kind of want to, but I don't want to get... No, I don't want to do anything behind my boyfriend's back. I'm really confused. Confusion face. And my first thing is, like, part of life is resisting temptation to do things that you know will derail your life. And you can either break up with your boyfriend and flirt away with this guy, or you can have a boyfriend. But, like, it's kind of like a rule of thumb that if you wouldn't bring your boyfriend with to have coffee with a person or to hang out with a person, then you shouldn't be doing it by yourself, right? Isn't that a general rule of thumb? Not that we're not going to get crushes on other people, but you have to decide what matters most. Liv?
I mean, I definitely think that, it makes sense. Like, you can be with somebody for a while, and then somebody new comes along and you're like, ooh, feelings. But, you have to decide what is more important to you. If your relationship with your boyfriend is worth keeping and you believe can withstand anything, you stay there. If you are having these feelings for somebody else because you're not feeling satisfied in your relationship, then I think that that's a really telling sign that maybe this relationship isn't the one that you should be in. So if you really think that maybe this is just, a fleeting little crush, I'm so sorry, just moving on along. But if you think that you're having this crush because you're not satisfied in your relationship, then you do need to break up.
Montana.
Yeah, this almost exact same thing has happened to me, and for the longest time I was like denying to myself, oh, I still love my boyfriend and everything's like fine, and like that was true, but that doesn't like we'd been through a lot together, but that doesn't like mean that that's necessarily the most like healthy thing to be in that point, because my friend actually told me this. It's like a Johnny Depp quote or something, and I'm gonna horribly misquote it, but it's like if you love two people, always pick the second one, because if you really were meant to be with the first one, you wouldn't have developed the feelings for the second one. And that's not always true, but I find when you're younger and in like more like younger like relationships, that tends to be more true. And especially if you're not like 7 months is a long time, but it's not like your whole life. Like you should be able to like go and like find what you like, especially when you're younger. And you don't want to like limit yourself. And sometimes also like relationships have expiration dates, and like sometimes it's not for really any reason. It's like it's time to move on. So it seems to me, just because of like the background knowledge I have of this, that just because she's like has been through a lot with her boyfriend, it doesn't necessarily mean she should stay with him. And I think she feels more inclined to the second one. And it's really hard to like be honest with yourself about it, but if you can, that would be the best thing to follow.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, because you're kind of saying, well, that's the whole point of being young, is to try out different relationships and see what fits the best. And if you're having feelings for this person, then you maybe should explore them, but maybe, of course, you should first break up with your boyfriend.
Break up with your boyfriend first. It makes everything easier.
Yeah, and don't do it the other way around. Don't just say, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and just, hang out with him, because then once you kiss him or something like that happens, you're going to be having these guilty feelings, and the whole relationship that could have happened with this new guy won't happen, because it will have started with a lie and with just covering things up and being not quite honest or respectful of everybody. But if you're older and you're married, you do get crushes, and you don't act on them because you decided there's just like way more at stake, I guess. And so you're supposed to do that, like Montana's point. You're supposed to do all of this at this age.
Mm-hmm.
Try on different relationships.
That's how you like get it out of your system.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
just my view on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Any of you married women have anything? No, Olivia?
I mean, I'm definitely not even close to married, but I have been with my boyfriend for 3 years, and we almost started dating when he was dating someone else, because, I mean, he was dating somebody else, and I knew the somebody else, and we were all like, cool. And then one day she wasn't there, and I was like, oh no, I have developed feelings for somebody who was with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, oh God, this is a nightmare. I like you. And I was like, well, now what? And so
Did you literally have that conversation?
we were in his car driving down Boylston Street, which if you know Boston, is like the street that goes down Boston. And we were both just sitting there like, what now? And we just kept driving, just down, up and down, until we came to a conclusion. He's like, I gotta break up with her. And I was like, but that's gonna be so sad. And he's like, I know. And I was like, this is so bad. But we didn't do anything until they broke up.
It was cool to do it.
And we waited, even after they broke up, like a couple of months, because you had to.
And so how did that affect your friendship? Montana just dropped her script and broke the whole show.
Gosh. Jeepers.
Paper is so heavy. Apologize now. So how was your relationship with his former girlfriend then after that happened?
I mean, it was fine, She wasn't pleased, but she also didn't react badly.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like I wish that wasn't a thing.
Right.
But okay. And no, it just worked. And I mean, he and I have been together for 3 years now after that. So, I mean, and I'm still friendly with her.
I think the point is, do what's hard.
Yeah.
Whatever way you're going, pick the hardest path that gets the most work done so that you can be free of guilt and other burdens. Montana.
Can I just say, it was like, it's so nice that like I've had a lot of people I know who are in this situation, and I've never heard any of them, like the person who gets broken up with, being just like, I'm displeased. Like my last boyfriend, he's like, he kept threatening to kill my new one.
No.
Yeah, but he totally can't beat him up. Like I was like, oh, it's fine. The new one can beat you up.
Emotion is a bitch.
Yeah. It's all right now.
All right.
Did you call the police? Like, is that?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, was I supposed to?
Well, it
was
a
it serious?
A violent threat.
Yeah. Sometimes when someone's life is on the line, that's usually what people do.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was like gonna.
How long did this pass?
It's passed, but okay.
Your
also,
boyfriend's still alive?
That I know of. He's not here today, but that's because he couldn't get a ride.
Does your
Okay.
ex-boyfriend have any registered firearms?
You know what?
So
No,
I
I
mean,
think
did
he's
you
fine.
report to your boyfriend like, "Oh, this guy's threatening to kill you"? Like, did you?
Oh,
tell-
no. He texted him. They used to be friends.
Oh, he texted him.
Oh.
I'm gonna kill you.
that's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. That was,
So it's that kind of thing. Did he use like
and
the,
also me.
like did he use like the gun emoji?
He doesn't have an iPhone. He can't do that.
Exploding fire.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too worried. I was like, he can't hurt you that bad. His arms look like mine.
Oh my goodness.
At most, he'd just be like, "Nyeh, nyeh."
So you just felt like that's just boy rage. Just,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
boy rage.
Oh, boy rage.
Wait, no.
Boy,
Go ahead. Liv.
Gosh, boy rage. Boys, stop it. Please. Like, I promise that sometimes you're like, I'm a man. I'm going to punch it. But don't. Don't. Like, this weekend, I was at a birthday party, and there was this one guy who somebody accidentally spilled their soda on. It was an accident. And the person who accidentally spilled the soda was the birthday boy. Okay? And then the guy who was there as a friend of a friend of a friend was like, bro, you want a girl? You want a girl? And it was just like, whoa. And then, like, I was like, dude, what's going on? He turns around and he's like, don't get involved, sweetheart. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm now involved. I'm now involved.
Right.
And you're going to get a lesson on feminism. And
There you
by
go.
the end of the lesson, I was like, you don't get to call me sweetheart. I can get involved in a fight. Boom. And by the end of it,
Woman rage.
he was so just like,
And Orange Crush washes out.
let's party. I was like, it's my part. It's my age. Right.
Let it go.
You
Yeah.
know, like, just
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah, like human respect
and it like never. Guys think it like makes them look cool, and they're like, "Oh, girls like me because I can punch holes in walls." And
No, what makes you look cool
catch
is when you
fish.
say, "Hey, everybody here needs to just stay calm," and I'm walking away.
You know what? Makes
That's
you look
what's
cool?
awesome.
Showing up at your girlfriend's house with a box of C's candy and a ham.
You know what else?
That's
I
makes
feel
you
like
look
we're
cool?
getting off topic.
You know what else makes you look cool? Like if you hold a puppy.
That too. Hot Guys and Baby Animals is a book.
I was gonna say it. They also have a calendar.
I've seen the calendar.
Okay, it's just men holding animals that are too small.
And they're like, I can hold a puppy.
Yeah, but it's like they're like, I'm a man, and they do like that weird peck thing. You know where they move.
Yeah.
But then they're also like holding kittens, and it's
Oh my
just like
God.
I can watch this all day.
All right, let's move on to our next question, and I would love to have someone else read it because I'm tired of my own voice. Anybody? Olivia? Wait, did I see your hand go up, Taylor?
I saw
Taylor?
it.
Taylor?
I saw it.
Taylor, I'm calling on you.
Oh, Joy.
All right, Joey. Oh, we have to.
yeah,
we have to
camera
readjust.
thing, right.
Camera, it's easier.
Yeah, use we. Yeah, no one needs to see me. Go.
Well, I mean, that may be.
Boom.
Boom! It's Taylor, everybody.
I'm actually here.
Yeah.
So, from Anonymous, okay, so there's this guy, and we are good friends and all, but I think he likes me more than just friends because of the way he acts around me. He's always grabbing my hand and gently, sometimes for a shorter amount of time, biting it for a while. He also
Yeah. I mean,
Why?
The question.
50 Shades of
There's
Why.
several things that this boy does that make you go, huh? Keep going.
Okay, where was the biting it for a while? There we go. Okay. He also hugs me with his arms around my waist, causing my butt to touch his crouch area.
Huh?
Okay.
This is why this person is anonymous.
If Taylor makes it through this question, she's my new hero.
I think I failed that already. Wait. Crouch. Sorry, and says don't move. He also stands behind me while I'm sitting on the floor on his knees so that his crouch again touches the back of my neck. Well, wait, while doing so, he will either hug me or grab my arms to mess with me. I normally wouldn't mind this because I have a crush on him, but he has a girlfriend. I don't think he's a player because he doesn't do it to anyone else. What do you think?
Oh my gosh! Look at the show of hands. Jake, do you have the show of hands? Let's start with Rhodey and make our way around the room.
Boom.
Okay, so if he has a girlfriend, you need to be not flirting with him. I feel like that's what everyone was going to say. Like, he's in a relationship, so you don't have any right to be involved right now. And should just try to not be doing that.
Is she doing that thing where she's just not saying don't do this because she
Yes.
doesn't
Yeah.
unlike him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which also, like, is essentially encouraging him.
Right.
So, like, yes, she's not, like, doing anything wrong.
It's like passive flirting. Yeah.
But the best thing for her to do is to, like, kindly remove herself from those situations. Just, like, take a step away from him, put his arms back, or something like that.
Put his arms back. I know it's hard to do. Nina?
Who is this player? He is a player.
He is.
I'm sorry. I don't understand who. This is weird. This is a very weird person. This is a weird guy. I'm sorry.
He's finding odd moments to obtain physical contact with
why
a girl.
is he biting you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is not really normal. I think you need to step away, not just because he has a girlfriend, because he's weird.
Yep.
Like this is not normal. Guys don't bite you.
They don't.
Like
I can see like
Yeah, go ahead.
like that.
Microphone.
Sorry. I know you keep going.
oh no, I was
Wait.
done.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Then I'll go. Okay, like I understand that she shouldn't flirt with him or whatever because he has a girlfriend, but it's not like she's actively flirting with him. The problem is that he's being weirdly grabby and like touchy and bitey, which is just not a person thing. Nobody flirts by like biting each other except for like my dog. But like yeah, I find the weird amount of physical contact like too much. Also the fact that he like puts your butt in his crouch area and says
his couch.
and
his
says
couch.
don't move. Like
Yeah,
the
that's very
that's
controlling.
aggressive.
Creepy,
Okay,
aggressive
he's gonna
control.
grow up to be a creepy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step away
That's-
now.
That's why I agree with Nina. I think you should just get away from him because these are the early signs of I don't know.
Dementia.
Maybe even
Creepy.
abusive.
He seems
Like-
like a little bit abusive, a little bit
Yeah,
rapey
Yeah,
too.
it's only
It's-
going to escalate from here if he's going to do this now. And if you don't put a stop to it, then it's going to keep going
Yeah.
on. He's going to keep doing this to other girls. He is a player. That's
Just because
what
you
it is.
haven't seen him do this to other girls,
And
he's doing it to you, and that's enough. Did you have something, Taylor? Yeah.
Well, basically, you guys mentioned 50 Shades of Grey earlier, and
Yeah.
agree. Also,
All
the
the same.
biting. Why
Biting.
the biting?
Why the biting? Yeah.
That-
I've
that's
never
mainly
seen
my
50
input.
Shades of Grey. What is it?
Twilight
do you mean,
fanfiction.
what
Well,
is it?
we will discuss. No, he. Next time he even goes near you, you need to look him right in the eye. Not kind of fun, not kind of cute, not kind of whatever.
Right.
Hey, you don't get to touch me like that. Done. If you do it again, I will speak to somebody older than us who will put a stop to it. Done.
And it's hard to.
You don't get to touch my body.
The thing, though, Liv, is that it's hard to say that to someone that you do have a crush on.
Boom, turn around. You have
She
a
needs
girlfriend.
to evaluate what she
But-
just wrote.
It's like what we were talking about earlier. Do the hard thing.
Do the
Yeah.
hard thing.
It's the right thing.
You
Yeah, go
don't-
ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
no one
Montana.
has a right to your body but you.
Yeah.
And I think the fact this girl needs to think about like whatever, you like him, but he's completely not respecting you by like still being with his girlfriend and being kind of a wolf man when he flirts.
Right. And if he were your boyfriend, he'd be in someone
Uh-huh.
else's crouch.
Yeah. You wa- like
He has no
so if you think of it
crouch boundaries.
CROTCH. Just so you know, anonymous.
And Nina. Oh my gosh. All right. The next question. Nina, you can read the next
I
question.
hate
from Anna.
reading. Okay.
I know you do. That's why I gave you an assignment.
I have liked this guy for 3 years, but after I told him that I liked him, he acted like a stranger to me. The next year, he called me and he asked about me and my ex-boyfriend. We talked, and he said that in 7th grade, his mom caught him holding hands with a girl and told him that he couldn't date. But then he said that he fell for me in 6th grade. So why didn't he tell me about all of this earlier?
Well, it's called growing up. And not knowing what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say within the rules of the family, etc. But don't rate the guy out because it sounds like you guys are only in 7th or 8th right now, and he's still sort of developing into the man he's going to become. Montana?
I'm just confused about the timeline.
Yeah,
like, has
I
he
was
liked
confused.
him?
I
Oh,
truncated this anyway because I
Okay.
don't think that English is her first language, so
Okay.
I tried to make sense out of it, and I may not have the story correctly, but it's sort of
Okay.
along these lines. Go ahead.
Then, I mean, I can kind of get it from along these lines. Yeah, I mean, I think he's mostly, like, afraid of his mom. And, like, at that age, I just remember, like, my mom, this is actually really funny. She, when I was in 6th grade, she's like, you can't date till you're out of high school. And I was like, okay, or something. I just kind of, like, brushed it off. And then, like, when I was, like, in 11th grade, and me and my mom were fighting about something, I guess, like, about my boyfriend. And she's like, you said you weren't even going to date until, like, you're out of high school. I was like, when? And she's like, when you were in 6th grade that
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah, that one time.
So,
But what I'm getting out of this
goes
is
to
that,
prove.
like, let's say that around the time that she told him that she liked him
Uh-huh.
was around the time that his mom said, I just saw you holding hands with a girl and you can't date. Like,
Uh-huh.
let's say that those things maybe happened around
Yeah.
the same time.
But that just goes to prove that, like, things change, and I think
Yeah.
he's older than he was in 6th grade, which is kind of too young to date. I'm sorry, it just is. I mean, it's not even dating; it's just kind of like we're friends and we can't do anything.
But
without
it
our
isn't
parents
even. It
driving us
isn't even that.
places.
Like once they start dating, they're like, I can't even look at you in your direction because I'm dating you. Like
Yeah,
it's like,
like
you
we're-
walk in the hallways, you're like,
The fact that he's having this conversation with you now is a really good sign because he's trying to explain his past behavior,
yeah,
and everyone is really confused in middle school because it's like the most confusing time of life.
it's really
And
confusing.
the good news is that he wasn't ignoring you because he didn't like you. He was ignoring you because he didn't know what to do with the information that you had given him about liking him.
I'm just glad he has like he can like explain it, and like maybe they can move past this. And if
Yeah.
like she still likes him, that was the thing I was confused about. If she still likes him and he still likes her, but it
I
seems like he
think-
likes her. I don't know if she whatever she's doing.
Right. So if you
Emotions.
don't give him like the Inquisition, just go, oh, okay. I mean, just don't ask him too many questions about why in 6th grade did you this and why in 7th grade did you that. Like, just accept that he's growing up, he's changing, and he's able to express himself a little bit better, and just accept what is. Because no one can really explain how they behave in 6th grade. I can't. You know, I was a mess. It wasn't good. I'll show you some pictures. You've been reading my diary entries, right? Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Well,
I
it's
laugh
really
at
hard
them
to
every-
read them.
Yeah, because my
So
penmanship
funny.
was.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, this one comes from Anonymous. A lot of people are posting as Anonymous, or it's a really popular baby name. Okay, so I have this friend, and she is basically a frenemy. She is a mean girl, and almost always of the time, which is a lot. I say something, she will turn it to trash and call me mean. Who does she think she is? Honestly, all my friends feel the same. So if she wants any friends, I suggest to her being nice for once. Please help me deal with this issue. It has been going on for too long, and she is even flirting and acting as if my boyfriend is hers. I need help. Please help. Livia.
Okay. So, small personal story that totally relates. My best friend since I was 5 years old, seriously, like my best friend, until like 2 months ago was my best friend, and I was like, oh, you're really negative, and you haven't been making a positive impact on my life at all.
You said that, or she said that?
I said that.
Oh, recently you came to the realization.
I came to the
Okay.
realization. I was like, you're always putting me down. You're kind of mean. And you don't really believe in me. And those aren't things that a friend would do. So, if this person isn't doing things that a friend would do, it's time to say goodbye. And sometimes that's hard because it's like, oh, I'm losing a person. But no, you're gaining yourself. So, if this person is being negative, if they're being mean, if they aren't treating you the way you deserve to be treated, then sometimes it's just close the book, move on. And you just got to say it calmly. You have to use I statements, not you statements. That way they don't feel like they're being attacked. But you got to shut it down cuz it's not going to be good for you in the long run, and it's going to be unnecessary drama until it's done.
Right. It sounds like your friends are all in agreement, but I hope it's not a situation where a bunch of people are just sort of ganging up and deciding that someone...
Right.
Because you can gently say to her, like, you know, it kind of hurts when you take something that I said and and make it like I said the mean thing, because I feel like you're the one saying the mean thing, because sometimes it's hard to get to the root of like how the mean things started to get said, because kids fall into that whole thing where they feel that they're judged, and so they say these snippy things just to really tread water and stay, above the waterline. So see if you can really drill down and figure out like who's saying the mean things, and even just play a game like one day, just spin it and say, I'm not going to say anything mean. I'm going to spend the whole day just saying, hey, I really like that top, and what you said back there was really funny, and just see if you can spend a whole day not even in a kind of sparring way ever saying a negative thing. Nina?
Yeah, I agree with that. Recently, my friend she's been friends with this girl since first grade, and now they're in ninth grade, and she, all of a sudden, this girl decided to gang up on her and have two other people that she met on the internet gang up on her, it was a completely immature situation, and she like posted pictures and blurred her out of them. It was like the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I was just, make sure you're not being that person. Just because someone may have upset you in a way, don't gang up on someone, because that's never going to end well, and it's just, I feel like you shouldn't be gossiping about this person. I feel like this is a constant thing that just keeps going on, and I don't feel like you should drag it on. Part of this, you can stop some of this if you want to.
Right. You could pull her aside and say, like, hey, maybe you could be a
just
little
be
bit
nice to her.
You could be a little bit nicer, and I'm going to try really being nice to you, because I feel like this is as much my fault. Like, take ownership of your part of it, because it just feels like you guys are like in kind of a spatting war. I mean, I could have it completely wrong. Montana?
Well, I mean, maybe, but there's also a difference between, like, ganging up on somebody and everybody collectively disliking somebody for a legitimate reason.
Exactly.
And just make sure, like, if you have problems with her, don't do it in a group. Like, address it individually.
Right.
And you're still allowed to not, like, be friends with her. Like, that's perfectly okay. In fact, like, by the fact that you say frenemy, the word frenemy doesn't actually mean you're friends with somebody. It's kind of an obligatory, like, we're kind of friends, but I hate them.
Well,
thing.
it means that the person's in your circle, and so you can't avoid them, but you don't really like them, or you don't think they're nice.
But the thing is, you can, like, your time is, like, valuable, so, and if they're just adding, like, negative things to your life, then you really don't need that, and you have, like, the power to cut them out of that, because, I mean, it's your life. You need to, like, do what's best for you. Yeah.
Right. I just hope it's not like a whole group of kids just shunning one kid, when really if someone spoke to her honestly, she'd get it. Because I went through a period where people had been really mean to me, and I didn't realize that and you guys may have noticed this about me, I can be sarcastic. So I had turned, like, mean, because I was just really defending myself. And then this one kid said, well, no one, it was at camp. She said, well, no one in this cabin likes you. And I was like, and it was like a real wake up call. And I go, nobody in this cabin likes me, because I thought that I was nice. And she was like, well, you're nice when you're asleep. And that was all I really needed to hear. I was like, oh, wow. Because I did not realize I had turned that hard. So it's really easy at this age group to turn hard just out of self-preservation. So she may just need, like, one private, honest conversation.
Yeah.
Next question, Olivia. We want to read Mark's question?
All right. Okay, so wait, hold on, pause. Why does everybody start okay, so?
Okay, so I don't know.
Okay, so I'm competing in a tournament soon, and I'm extremely scared. I don't know how to get rid of this. When I'm in the ring, I'm not just fighting my opponent. I'm fighting my anxiety and my fear and myself. In practice, I'm good. I can hit hard. I'm strong. But when it comes to the real thing, I can't hit as hard, and I get tired so fast. My power my strength, my speed, and everything is not good. Like, everything I trained for, it is, like, for nothing. So I lost the tournament for all the wrong reasons. I was all messed up inside about some girl. I just don't know how to beat my fear. I just get so scared, and I don't do my best. Win or lose, I want to try my best and do it without being afraid.
So I was hoping that Nikki would be here tonight, because I know he plays basketball super competitively at his school. Is anyone else involved in sports and has experienced this? Go ahead, Rhodey.
I used to do competitive gymnastics and
Mhm.
definitely experienced the same thing because I got really nervous during competitions and like always wouldn't do as well at my routines that like I had perfectly in practice. And I mean, it's really hard. Like I never found like a foolproof method to deal with it. But one thing that did kind of help is just to like beforehand, like make sure I didn't think that it mattered too much what happened. Because if you like decide that you have to do really well and like it's going to be a huge deal if you don't, that just makes you a ton more nervous. And going into it, you just view it as this huge scary thing that you have to do well at. So if you just think about like how it won't be that big a deal and it'll be over soon, and it's not like nothing bad is going to happen if you don't like win one tournament, I guess. Sometimes actually end up.
Us at stake. Nina?
So I have two things to say about this.
Mm-hmm.
One is I'm a dancer, and so my teacher always, like, I have a really close relationship with my dance teacher, and even when I'm the slightest bit off, he'll be like, "What's wrong?" Because he knows me really well, and I'm assuming that your coach is probably not like that, but I'm wondering, do you like this sport?
It sounds like it's boxing, right?
Yeah, it sounds like I'm
Wrestling.
wondering
Or
if
maybe wrestling, yeah.
if the girl, his problem, is that causing him the issues of anxiety, or is the sport?
That was just that one thing that on his mind he allowed himself to get distracted. That
Okay.
and he so obviously when he's in the ring, he allows everything that's ever bothered him to like come to the front of his mind rather
Yeah,
than
that-
being able to put that aside.
Yeah, that's happened to me before when I used to be heavily into basketball, and so I would do the other way around. I would take all my issues out on there, and then I would play really well.
Oh wow!
So it's I don't really know. I think there might be a lot of stuff would be going on, and I feel like this is also something that you need to deal with maybe at home and tell your parents about it. Also talk to someone about it so you can talk through, and then those problems will be resolved outside of the sport, and then when you go into the sport you can do the best you can do.
It's also like being a comedian and stage time. It's also you're going to be extremely nervous until you've done a lot of tournaments, and then you're going to learn how to be your best in a tournament. But it doesn't happen right away, so don't get down on yourself. It's something that has to be learned. Putting performance anxiety aside and pushing through it has to be learned. Liv?
I was never good at sports. I always got the participation award, but I was super into theater, and something
it's the same
that
thing in terms of fear, yeah.
Yeah, it's like something that a teacher said to me that has now been reiterated throughout my entire theater experience, which is now what I'm in college for, is when you enter the room, when you enter the rehearsal space, when you enter the theater, when you cross over that threshold, like, you have to leave what's going on outside. You have to. You have no other option, because otherwise you can't focus 100%. You can't give 100% of yourself. So instead of, building up this anxiety, and you walk in and you're just like, oh, it's so much worse now, because now I'm inside and I have to do this thing, you just kind of have to either channel it effectively, or you have to find a way to leave it outside. So what I did was I would take a piece of notebook paper, I would write down everything that was bothering me that day right before I went in, and I crumpled it up and I threw it away, and then I walked in. And that was that, because I got it out. It's out of my body. It's somewhere else in a trash can being covered by a smoothie, and that's that. So you just kind of have to figure out what works best for you. And I highly recommend talking to somebody, because, I mean, if this is the only place you're feeling anxiety, like, great, and you can totally work on that. But if you're feeling anxiety in other areas, talk to somebody, because it might be something else going on, and you never know.
There's a whole study of the psychology of sport and the way that we behave when things are at stake. And, as Rhodey was saying earlier, there's not as much at stake as you think, because you're not going to the Olympics probably, and you're probably not going to do this as a career. And there's no one moment of your life where everything's at stake, because there's only learning. Any mistake that you make is just another lesson on the path of life. And so, like Rhodey said, it's okay if you don't win the tournament. Just go in there and let your training take over. That's the time to stop thinking and just do. That's why you practice, so that during the tournament you can just let your body do what it knows how to do, what you taught it how to do. Montana?
I think also the other thing was that you need to treat like performing or whatever competitions kind of like a handicap, and you need to overcompensate in your practice for it, because I did a bunch of college auditions for this year, and I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? I get so nervous. I had like a bunch of recordings to do, and I just didn't see how I could do it. So I would just put myself in the moment and be like, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. But like when I was practicing, I would crazy overcompensate. I would just go and do the same thing for hours, because I knew once I did it like for real, it was gonna get like serious, and I was gonna get like down on myself if I messed up. So just like prepare yourself as much as you can without like damaging yourself, because that you burn out on music, but much more I think you would like burn out on getting like sported,
Punching things.
punching
And
things.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people, because then you don't have enough people to punch left. I mean, they all leave once you like punch them all.
Yeah.
Um,
They will leave. They
They will.
take offense.
but
All right. So hopefully we've given you some good tips, Mark, and just don't worry about it. You're going to just get better every time you do it. Anonymous writes, I need help. I've been really depressed lately. I am female. I've been wanting to talk to my geometry teacher about what has been going on with me in my class. Not concentrating and trying not to bawl my eyes out. Is it bad if I say that my geometry teacher is male and I really don't trust any of my other teachers but him? I've known him for 2 years now, and I've just built up my trust with him. I've been wanting to talk to him when I'm really down, but also don't want to interrupt him during a class. I talked to my mom about my depression, and I've also been in counseling, which is not working. What do I do? So the question is, do you talk to a teacher that you just think sort of gets you? Or do you say, oh, you know, it might be a bad idea for a girl to talk to a man? Or what are your thoughts? Because, Liv, I know you had some of these experiences in high school.
I mean, in high school, the teachers who helped me the most happened to be male. But I found that really didn't even kind of contribute to the issue. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter who I was talking to, just that I was talking. So I feel if you are being drawn to this teacher for whatever reason, because you either feel that they get you or that maybe they can understand or that they'll hear you out, please go talk to them. Because all teachers, I mean, I think it's not like a secret, they sign something at the beginning of the year saying that if a student comes to them and they are very concerned, that they have through the
Mandatory
power,
reporters.
Yeah. And so they have the power to put you in the hands of somebody who can take care of it better than they can. I think that if you're drawn to this teacher, yes, speak to them. Go during your lunch hour. Go during recess. I don't know how old you are. Talk. But talk. Please talk. Please tell them everything that's going on. Don't hold back. Explain to them that, yeah, you're having these feelings, like in the middle of class, like you're just going to start sobbing. And even if they don't know exactly how to help you, I promise the fact that you are talking about it is helping you, and they can point you in the right direction.
And even just like when you're talking to your therapist, it's sort of like this controlled setting or patient therapist. But this teacher sees you every day and knows you as a person. And if that person can look right at you and say, I get you, and I felt the same way when I was your age, then all of a sudden you just have really connected with a person who isn't being paid to solve your issues. It's different. And so if you feel like talking to this person, it's because he's earned your trust.
Yes.
Any other personal stories? Should we see what Mrs. Jordan... Is it Mrs. Jordan?
Nope.
Oh. We have. It's Space Ghost. Hello, Space Ghost. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
I don't like the sound of that.
I'm just worried because I have to see my family this week, and I
Why?
hate them.
Why do you have to go?
Because they forced me to do everything.
But aren't you almost 18 now?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to be really happy when I turn 18, because then I can tell them, no, I'm not going to go.
Right, because I feel like a lot of people who come from toxic people, when they go to visit their family for the holidays or whatever, they should stay in a motel and just say, I think you'd rather have me at my best, and that's 2 hours. and then I'm going to need some space. And you don't have to say it as in terms of like, well, because it always winds up that we're yelling at each other. You don't have to tell them or remind them of what happened in the past. Just kind of like you're on the verge of being able to make new rules and initiate them and set up boundaries that are going to work for you as an adult. And so just tell yourself it's like this one last time, because it's not going to be the rest of your life. You're going to establish boundaries, guidelines, and limitations of how much you can speak to these people and hear the toxic stuff that comes out of them and not blow up. Hands are going up like crazy. Montana?
Well, is there anything like in specific that you can tell us that they do that maybe we could like help you with?
I came out with my sexuality 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still like they first heard it. They still completely bash me for it.
Oh my god.
Every single see them. And now that I've figured out that I'm trans, and I'm really thinking about coming out on Friday after I get away from them,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have to deal with it up front.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I know I'm going to lose them after that, so I'm kind of happy about it. So,
Well, that's good. I mean, at least you like gain yourself and like also shed these terrible, terrible people.
Olivia?
Yeah, I promise, like, I really promise that the second you're away from them, whether if you move away or you're in college or wherever you want to go, I promise you're going to find people that get it and that get you and that respect you and that love you for who you are. Because, yeah, I know, like, we all have families and we all feel, like, obligated to love them. But sometimes they're not the people who are best for you. And I really hope that you find the people that are best for you, because I promise you that they're out there. Like, I promise.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Nina?
Yeah, adding on to what you said, I have a family member that I'm obligated to see, and I do not. He/she, I'm not gonna say who it is, just makes me feel awful about myself. And also, like, my mom's side of my family, I haven't seen them since I was 10 because they're just not good people. And so now that things are starting to happen for us, they're wanting to come back into our life, sort of thing. But I've realized I went through a period where I was like, why don't they like us, sort of thing. And then I was like, even Louise and everybody, like, I'm starting to create my own family, and you realize it's their loss, sort of thing. You are a good person, and just I'm buddies with you on the app, and I just read about you, and you're actually really inspiring. What you've gone through is amazing that you're able to even speak to us right now. I can't imagine what you're going through, but you will build your own family, like she said, and it will get better. It always gets better. You know?
Bro, it's about to get like 1,000 times better once you cross that threshold and say I'm 18, because really you just have to find like a group of people where you can live and start yourself at community college or whatever your next step is, and all of a sudden there's all these new people to meet, talk to, and they're like you, or they accept you, or they get you. Olivia?
Yeah, I mean, I a bit of a different situation, but I was raised Jewish, and so was my brother, and my mom's family was raised super Catholic. I've literally never met my uncle because he's just like, you're the devil, and I'm just like, I'm not though, but I don't need that kind of negativity, so I'm just not even gonna associate with you at all, because it's unreal. And sometimes family can just be so unreal, but there's nothing wrong with you. So you just have to remember that. Like, be who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. It's their loss, and you will find your people.
You don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Nope.
If they're not going to just naturally accept you and get you, there's a whole world of people who will. And I'm sad for them that they're in their tiny hate bubble, because it doesn't sound fun. But your life is going to be amazing. Montana?
And if it helps to think about it, like, they're just pretty much being ignorant, and don't feel like there's anything wrong with you, because in fact there's something kind of wrong with them, because they don't, like, biologically you're wired to, like, love and care for your family, and if they're going against that, basically, like, that's, like, their problem, and they need to figure that out.
Yeah, very well said. All right. Let us know how it goes, Space Ghost. We love you, and we will talk to you very soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay, honey. Good night. Where were we?
Final question.
OMG Sierra. Who wants to read that question? It's such a good... Who wants to be OMG Sierra? Rhodey.
Okay, me and my best friend have got really close, and we have nicknames for each other. I think that's what started this whole drama. We ship the two characters that we call each other. It's like our OTP. And we always make jokes about how she's my boyfriend, and I swept her off her feet once, and she kissed my cheek. I think I'm getting feelings for her, but I don't want to ruin our friendship or make things awkward. Does anyone know how I could deal with it or tell her without ruining things completely?
Okay, can I ask a question before we go? All right, so I know that shipping means that you put the two names together. I didn't know it had become a verb, so I'm excited.
Like relationshiping.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was like making a ship name, like.
Nope.
How
It's
did
like
they-
you think that these
It's
two
nothing
people
to do
should
with
go
the
together.
aquatics.
Okay.
It's like short for relationship.
Ing.
Oh, okay. So now it's a verb,
I
and
actually did not know that. I thought it
Also-
was just like you ship two people. I didn't.
No,
now I
it's-
get it.
it's
That
not
just
like an
made a
aquatic
lot more
ship.
sense.
UPS or anything. Okay.
Okay, I thought it meant like just putting two people together, but I didn't know it was from
I
that.
thought it was like-
that makes so much sense.
I thought it was like when
Okay.
you put the two names together. Like,
Okay,
what are
okay.
two famous people whose names are together? Like, give me like.
Jelena used to be
That's a
something.
power couple.
Oh,
That's so
Brangelina, yeah.
different.
Jelena used to be
So
No.
what do you
something.
call? What's the verb for that?
That's power coupling.
Oh, power couple.
I thought that was the same thing.
Yeah, like what Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez were together. They had Jelena.
Jelena.
And then Calvin Harris and Taylor Swift now is like Talvin.
So that's not shipping. That's not shipping.
Who's
No,
Calvin Harris?
Okay.
No,
Those
because
are
they're
real
they're
people.
they're
He's a
they're
famous
real
producer
people
and DJ.
in real relationships. Shipping
Wait,
is like, oh,
wait.
Luna Lovegood and
Let
Neville
the-
Longbottom.
wait.
Can I
Wait,
let the new kid talk?
Oh,
Calvin
God.
Harris is a famous
Singer.
producer and DJ.
Okay.
New kid Taylor.
Okay, so shipping is usually fandoms. So things that are popular, like Sherlock, people ship John and Watson. So it's like fictional characters.
that you want to
That-
be together.
And
Dang.
also ones that aren't
Oh.
already together. But
It's
that
Like
you
you just
willing
think
it to
would
be a
Yeah.
thing.
And then
Wait, I've
there
heard
are unpopular ships.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, I've actually heard it happen like with normal people like us.
yeah.
Can't-
Yeah.
But I
People
guess it
do that,
started with
really.
fandom.
Started
She
with
like
fandoms.
okay, so
Okay.
that makes sense. So wait, Taylor, while you're there,
What?
what is, since you speak teen and
no.
internet, what is OTP?
It stands for one true pairing, and that's basically the fictional couple that you ship the most. And everyone has like several of them, and sometimes they're OT3s, which are 3 people.
I love you so much. Jake, please talk on the show. We need a man. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah. There's actually controversy over whether or not you're allowed to ship people in Sherlock, the main two people, right? Because the show itself is kind of fan service at this point, and it's not really a one like shipping. Usually they're not together, but the show seems to be aware that we want them to be together, and now is trying to fake push them together, even though they haven't. So there's controversy whether or not it's actually a thing.
I understand. I relate to shipping because I so wanted Deacon and Raina to be together that like I almost could have
Are we
created
talking
the
about Glamour Girls again?
Nashville.
Oh, Nashville.
Montana.
Wait, I thought Sherlock hadn't come on back yet because it was like the last time it was. Is it starting again?
They're gonna start in 2016, I think.
Why did they
So
take such a long
yeah.
break?
They always
They're two
do.
of the most famous British actors in the world, and they have to work on both of their schedules.
So
And Benedict Cumberbatch has too many syllables in his name for him
Yeah.
to move very quickly.
yeah.
And there is
I
also
understand.
elementary.
Every time
you
he
can
announces
watch
himself,
between
it takes like
Sherlock is
10 or
better,
20
though.
minutes. What? What?
them. There is also elementary.
So he's like, what?
I'm not talking. Is he in Sherlock though?
No, there are like 2 Sherlock Holmes themed shows
Oh,
currently.
all right,
There
okay.
is Sherlock, which is British BBC, and then
Right.
Elementary, more like American
Sherlock
version.
is
and
better.
they're
Oh,
different.
oh, okay. All right, Olivia.
Speaking of shipping,
Yes.
I actually still kind of get a little bit emotional about it.
Right.
When Harry and Ginny Weasley
Oh, wow.
finally got together,
Yeah.
I lost my mind.
Mhm.
I was so upset. I believed in my heart that Harry and Hermione were supposed to happen.
I get you.
I threw the book down. I
Oh,
got
no.
to the page
Oh,
where
no.
he gets back from detention, and she has the cup because they won the Quidditch Cup, and I screamed at the top of my lungs, threw the book down, started crying. I'm like reading this. I got the book at midnight. I got to that part at probably 5 a.m. And Mom comes running in and is like, it's all wrong. It's been ruined. And she was like, what happened? And my mom doesn't know anything about Harry Potter.
No.
She goes, oh, did Voldemort win?
Genius.
And I was just like, no. And then, then I warmed up to it. By the time Deathly Hallows came up, I was like, you know what? Ginny's all right. I'm okay with it. Ron and Hermione forever. And then, like a year ago, J.K. Rowling has to just come up out of everywhere being like, oh, I believe that Harry and Hermione should have been together, and that's my biggest regret of the series. And I'm just like, who are you? You can't do this to me. You can't tell me that I've been right all this time after I accepted how wrong I was. God.
Wow, I'm glad you got this out.
Thank you.
You feel better? All right, I'd like to make an announcement, and I challenge all other talk show hosts to do the same. My Apple Watch just told me that it's time to stand up. So talk amongst yourselves.
What does that even mean?
This means you, David Letterman. If you do an hour show...
It's his last show tomorrow.
I know.
I am so upset about it. I am so upset about David Letterman because I promised myself that I would be on his show before it ends. And now I can't, and I'm very upset.
You better get over there.
I know, I'm going to be at the finale. Secret, I'm going to be at the finale.
Okay, no, you don't all have to stand up. I just want to say, talk amongst yourself about, oh my God, Sierra's problem.
Oh my God, Sierra.
Okay, so, oh my God, Sierra needs our
Fun
help.
fact, my roommate's name is Sierra, and I think I say, oh my God, Sierra, probably 24 times a day.
No, so she is crushing on her best girlfriend. She's crushing on her best girlfriend. I'm standing up. And I'll be sitting down in a minute. She's crushing on her best. They've shipped their names, and they're what is it?
You gotta stop. You gotta stop the shit.
She's probably crushing on her too, right?
No.
She shipped.
Maybe not.
They're pretending
You should ask
to
her.
like be other people.
Yeah.
And the other people is who they ship. They're not shipping them, but then they're acting like they're the other people and being all shippy and and stuff. And then like she's developed feelings for her because of the ship. I don't know why the ship part was like relevant to this question.
No,
but it made it more interesting.
They're having a romantic sort of fantasy together, either as girlfriends or not. But one of them is developing romantic feelings, and there's a fine line between being just besties that have fun playing characters and actually wanting to date someone or wanting to kiss them and fantasizing or dreaming about that. So should she tell her friend that? Yeah, go ahead, Liv.
I say figure it out a little bit within yourself first. Maybe kind of step back from the fake little like, ooh, we're shipping each other because we're those characters and these are our nicknames. Like step back from that, get back to the friendship. And maybe it was just the whole like, oh, we're pretending things. And, you started getting feelings from that. But, maybe you have real feelings. But with the little weird kind of like middle ground of like, are we real shippers or do I actually have feelings for you? I say back away from the little OTP thing and, get back to your friendship. And then figure it out from there.
It also really depends upon your ages, because if you're 16 and up, I feel like you can be more honest and say, like, I think I'm kind of crushing on you.
Yeah.
But if you're in middle school, then just have fun together. You don't have to call it anything. She loves you. You love her. Lots of people have boy crushes and girl crushes that wind up being straight, or you could both be gay. There's no
And you don't
no
need to
rules.
put a label on it.
You don't have to put a label on it. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Montana? Montana, that's your name. Talk.
Well, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna let Taylor explain the internet to me because I like it when she talks.
Should we just ask anything?
Oh, is there any? Hey, do we have any questions from the Periscope? No questions coming in from the Periscope?
How rude.
Oh, wait.
If you're on the Periscope and you're watching us on the Periscope and you love that I'm calling it the Periscope, please type us a question onto the Periscope and we will say your name out loud and answer your question live on the show. This is Our Place Out Loud. We are a talk show for teens. We address teen issues. If you have a teen issue, type it. Or if you just think that Olivia's pink hair is pretty. Or if you
also a phone number.
Oh, there's a phone. You could give us a call at 888-531-7171. Olivia has something to say.
Ay, ay, ay.
What about it?
I was in the hospital recently. They thought that my appendix was exploding. I had a fever of 104. It was a nightmare. Also, it was finals week. Yeah. So anyway, they were in the hospital and they just took a lot of blood. They took about a
No,
pint of blood.
It's not theirs.
Because they needed to they really needed to run a lot of tests, and they asked me what my emergency contact number was. Couldn't remember any phone number other than 888-531-7171.
That's the greatest thing in the world. You know why you know that number?
Because you've said it so many times.
And we don't say any other numbers.
I know.
We simply tap on them.
I
We don't say them.
I mean, so like I was really out of it. I was in a lot of pain. They were giving me pain medication. They were giving me nausea medication. They were giving me some things so that they could light up my insides when I went into a CAT scan.
Yeah, that's
Which-
the thing that they do.
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
Ow! Doesn't
Yeah.
that hurt
Yeah.
really bad? My mom had to go in because her hip was really hurting her, and she didn't actually go through with the CAT scan because it hurt so bad.
Wow.
Like,
No, because it was like it blew up her hip, and it.
Oh,
like,
like
they-
barium or something.
They
like that.
they gave me something to drink, and they were like, "It's gonna make you feel like you're peeing," and I was like, "No, it won't." I thought I was peeing for an hour and 45 minutes.
Wow.
It was. I was just
What
like,
if you actually
Hey,
did pee?
I
This is
know.
legitimately a tangent. Let's
Yeah,
get back.
you
Let's
know,
get back.
but yeah,
Let's
so
pull each other. Hold on.
888-531-7171.
Hold on to each other. Pull each other back. Any questions from the pair? Oh, Matt has something.
There's a question from the chat.
All right.
Just what everyone's favorite chips are.
Oh,
Here we
Taylor
go.
has to go first on this because
God.
she's a
This
shipping
was,
expert.
How do I
Elliot
pay?
something from the chat.
Taylor,
Okay.
I think you have a few, if I'm guessing correctly.
Well, mainly because like online, like so no one's gonna really know because it's like Les Mis, but EXR and
Are you
No
kidding
one's
me?
gonna know.
We are theater geeks. Talk.
this is like mainly the online, but EXR it's Grand Terre Andros, who Barricade Boys die holding hands. Yeah.
Wow, those
And
are
then
good
there's
ones.
also Core Fairy, but
Okay, but you have to explain what they are.
it's like two characters that are the popular ships in the fandom.
Okay, own it. All right, Rhodey, go.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I already told you,
Microphone.
I already told you mine. Raina and Deacon. I don't know if they have a name together, but because I'm not like on Twitter with it. But
Can you come back to me?
yeah, come back to her. Go ahead. Oh, did you guys watch the Mad Men finale?
No.
I won't talk then. Go.
Did anyone watch Grey's Anatomy? Who died?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I
Was
don't
he
even.
a
I don't
ship?
even watch Grey's
Was
Anatomy.
he a ship?
It was McDreamy.
Okay,
Mickey
I
Sorry.
I'm not really in a fandom, except Sia,
Okay.
and there isn't really a ship there.
All right, we can make
so
one.
I don't
Let's
really.
make her a ship.
Let's make one.
All right.
Who
Olivia?
would Sia be good with?
Who would
Trish?
Sia be good with, Trish?
Someone with a lovely blonde haircut.
Okay.
Oh, like Ed Sheeran.
How about
Ed Sheeran.
he's a
redhead.
ginger?
Barbie.
Ken.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Liv?
Sia. Oh my God, why did I just do that? Sia and Ken. We're gonna make that a hashtag.
Okay.
Trish and I have started it.
Okay,
Wait, are you
okay,
gonna call it
sorry.
Seaken? Or
With an
are you
X.
gonna?
How about
Kia.
Kia? And then we put like a hamster emoji.
Okay, I like it. Liv. Favorite
Where,
ships.
where do I
Where
even
do you begin?
start?
Right.
Honestly, I mean, I shipped it way back when, and it was Blair and Chuck, Gossip Girl, and then it happened, and I was really, I was psyched about
Did
it.
you squeal?
Oh, because like, yeah,
Yeah.
it needed to happen. They were meant for each other.
Right.
Oh God, I mean, I was really rooting for Luna and Neville, but then I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen because you know they deserve their own lives, and it doesn't need to. You don't need to keep it in the gang.
Right.
Oh God, oh, so many. A lot of shows. I ship a lot of shows.
Well, next week we will have. Let's think about this for a
I
week. 'cause
shipped myself with a lot of people.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, like I belong with Nick Jonas, and like I know it.
I know.
Like I know it.
It's a true thing.
It's happening at some point.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Yo, Nikki J," and he's gonna be like, "Whoa, no one's ever called me that before," and I'm like, "I'm here."
I know. I know who Nina's ship is.
All right.
Stop it.
Let's not.
Let it go. Montana, any ships?
Oh my god, this question is just making me realize how like much TV I watch. Okay, so of Harry Potter, there's OTP, but this is also like canon, so like it's a thing. But Ron and Hermione are just, I don't know why, they're just both so like ineffective as people, but in different ways, and then it works together. And that seems how like all of my relationships go too. So like it works. That's why I like that. Friends, Rachel and Joey, because they had a thing for like
Rachel and Ross.
Rachel
and Ross.
Ross is a
Who
baby.
are you?
Ross is 5 years old.
Joey and
Ross
anyone is a problem.
Joey would be with like Joey and that person and that one person that came from England in that one episode.
Maybe
was
that would have been
all
fine.
right.
No, wait, Joey and the one that's in love with Chandler. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, but I liked Joey and Rachel because
I liked Rachel and Ross. I don't know.
He was the one time he wasn't like being, Joey.
Oh, that is true. He kind of was, yeah.
And then it was cute, and then Rachel wasn't being all Rachel-y, and then it was working. And
Let me see if Jake has.
sorry.
How does Jake answer this question? Any ships?
Show's like over, man.
I know, but I want to hear how a man thinks about dreaming of romance.
Okay. So this is Oron High School Host Club, and I never read the
Oh my
manga.
God, I forgot.
never read the manga, so I still don't know how things actually play out. But I still liked it when you ship either one of the Hikaru or Kaibu, one of the twins, with Haruhi, just because because you slowly see them becoming their own people, and it's important.
Hikaru and Haruhi all together because that one scene when they were at the bed of breakfast.
Everyone.
Okay.
I ship Dylan and Sharon on Young and the Restless. There you go. The end.
And with that, we are out. We are Our Place Out Loud. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, or wishing I could find my way. Then I found our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find and to care it. I may look a little hazy and I may feel a little crazy. I'm sifting through confusion and I'm searching for solutions, and I know I'm answer bound, 'cause I found our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really